Hey guys, welcome to a new Nashville Masterclass. I am your host, James. I don't know who that is. I've never seen it before in my life. May. And I'm here to talk about smuggling and trafficking. Please hit like and subscribe or get off my channel. Now, I want to clarify that the reason I'm making this video, I just got out of the bath. The reason I'm making this video is not to glorify or really instruct you how to do this, because it's a bad idea from the start. But there are so many kids that watch Scarface and Blow, are narcos, and they, just like when I was a kid, they think they can get into this business and be a badass and be rich. No. You think you know what you're doing, but you don't, stupid idiot. So, let me school you. Now, I never got caught because I never smuggled. Trafficking is just moving it across the country. Smuggling it is going across the border. And the reason for this is, well, let's look at these locked up abroad shows. So, somebody goes to another country and they meet somebody, and the person spends money on them lavishly, and then slowly brings up the idea about smuggling. And they're going to pay them thousands of dollars, pay their plane ticket, pay their hotel, and they tell them how easy it is. People do it all the time, and they paid off the police. And if it was so easy, if there was no danger, why would they pay you thousands of dollars and pay for your hotel and flight when they could just do it for free themselves? There's a reason that they never do it. Now, one trick they use, and they use it a lot, is they use their guys that are in the cartel or gang or whatever to bring the actual drugs, and you're the pansy. They're going to call the police and give them your description and tell them that you're coming in there with drugs, and they're going to arrest you while their boys walk right on through. Now, what I never ever did was I never bought a lot of drugs when I was rich from a plug I had in Los Angeles and slapped "I love Jesus" and I made up some church and put a bumper sticker on my car. I never did that. And I never drove them from Los Angeles to the South where I would sell them at a huge markup. Now, in the TV shows, they show them putting oil or mustard on there. That doesn't really work. But, good Lord. But spraying them with mustard, or spreading mustard and spraying them with mace will. Dogs won't be able to smell through that. But I never did that. Just saying. But the thing is no matter what, you're not going to be successful because you're not one of them. They grew up in this. They know all the right people. They had the money to back it up. You're the idiot just walking in there. What do they care about you? Nothing. George Young, why ended up in prison? Just lonely. Didn't have anything. Dollar wouldn't talk to him. Pablo Escobar, dead on top of a rooftop. You are not going to be successful. Even drug trafficking in the United States, if that becomes your career, you are going to end up in prison. You are going to end up murdered. You are going to end up robbed. Something is going to happen. You can't, there's always going to be hiccups. Nothing always goes to plan. And even if you make it, a bunch of times, there's going to be, all it takes is that one time. And you're done. And so many people think that they're going to be the exception. Why? Why do you think you're going to be the exception? You think everybody else on earth is stupid and you're the smartest one? No, it really doesn't have so much to do with intelligence. In the long run, has to do with luck. You know, no one's going to be singing your song 10 years from now. In 100 years, no one's going to remember who Pablo Escobar is, hardly. It's not something that you should get into, and it's not something I'm proud that I did. And I thought that this kind of thing was going out of vogue the more and more people learn about it and see the consequences, but it's obviously not. People always think they're going to be the one to get through and not get caught. And the reason I didn't is because I was smart enough to do it just a few short times, smart enough to know how to do it. Also, when I did not drive my car from Los Angeles back to the South, I did not always wear a suit and a tie, face shaved, so I looked like I was a traveling preacher, something. You know, when cops drove by, it was just a regular car. You know, I didn't have my nice one. It was, you know, like a Buick, kind of new. And, you know, it had the bumper stickers on the back, and there I am in a suit, with suits hanging up in the back. Looked like nothing. When I saw him, I didn't turn nervously. I waved at him. I interacted to show no fear. But not many people can do that. It takes good acting. And another thing, just luck. I'm just lucky. And there are plenty of people I know that did wind up dead, that did wind up robbed, that did wind up in prison. And that's just the hard truth of it. And if you think you're going to be able to go to another country and start smuggling into the United States or Europe, you are sadly mistaken. I mean, you might make it one time, but they don't pay you enough to make it worth it. Not nowhere near enough. And once you do, you get this, if you make it, you get this false sense of security. So you start doing it again, and that's when you end up getting caught. They don't care about you. No matter how much they pretend like they do, they don't. And it's a sad state of affairs, to be sure. You know, I saw something the other day on Netflix about this girl from Ireland that got mixed up in that, and from Ibiza, whatever. And they use girls all the time. They always get some good-looking guy to recruit them. And they'll recruit you from vacation spots, Cancun, Ibiza, Thailand, you know, Hawaii. Hawaii it's trafficking because it's just, you know, it's not going through the border, but there's a lot of drugs that come over from Asia, especially amphetamines, or precursors for amphetamines that skip over through Hawaii. They are in vacation spots, and they're there to recruit expendable people. So really take it to heart that they're not going to pay you enough. They don't care about you. You are not special. You are not the smartest one that's ever tried this. And the consequences far exceed the rewards. I mean, the bad consequence, like going to prison in a different country is way worse than the reward than if you did make it. It's not worth it at all. And even if you make it a few times and you get this money, once you're locked up, that money doesn't matter. They're not going to even let you use it, especially if you get caught in the United States. They're going to take whatever they can from you. And they're going to forget you in there. They don't care about you. And your chances of making it out are not good. You see a lot of people on these shows and they tell their story. But there are way, way more many people that end up murdered in those prisons, or get prison sentences so long they end up dead in there. Or they get caught, they lose the cartel stash, and then their family gets killed. It's simply not worth it. And if I got caught, I'd probably still be in prison or just now getting out. And I'm lucky I didn't end up dead. And I'm glad that I knew to stop. You know, I was starting to lose my money, and it was something that was on the table to start doing that and make more, but I knew enough not to push my luck. But so many people want to push their luck because they think they're Scarface, and they forget that Scarface ends up dead. They want to be Pablo. They forgot Pablo ended up dead on a roof. They want to be George Young. They forget George Young was locked up for years and no one wanted to talk to him. And now he's dead. He survived, what, 5 years after prison? So, you know, take it to heart. You may think you know these things, but how are you going to learn anything new if you think you know everything already? Well, that's all for me. If you guys have any questions, want me to do a video on something close to this topic, just let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next one.